We're back. We're here to talk about a little bit of SA. As an SA advocate, I like to cover anything SA, whether it's Diddy, now that's TV, anybody. The only person I'm not going to cover is D. Trump because I don't want to get my page banned. Because then you'll have me just acting like Nicki Minaj and being up under him because I really want my page and I really want to grow big. But anyways, back to Now That's TV. Um, I'm a fan of Now That's TV. It's a guilty pleasure. I do watch The Hookup. It's not something that I want to talk about on a normal basis, but I love every single cast that's a part of Now That's TV. And I was so wrapped up in the Mel Bino situation that I overlooked the E.T. Omar situation. And in case anybody doesn't know, E.T. has accused Omar of SA. He recently responded either last night or this morning. It was a bunch of curse words and him explaining how there was no SA and how he feels that the only reason why ET came out with all of this is because once they found out that he may or may not like men, it was an image thing for ET. So she just went out of her way to just say, hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's my thoughts and opinions as an SA advocate. Again, as an SA advocate, it is not our job to say whether or not somebody was SA'd. What we do is we provide the emotional support, and what the hospital does is they collect evidence. And what the police do is go out their way to find out if the evidence matches the area that has been touched, the private area in the assault. I mean the essay. Okay. As far as ET is concerned, I- here we lead with education and love. I don't want to put that as a disclaimer, but I'm really trying to lead with my heart when I say this. This is not the first time that she has said somebody has essayed her. And to me, it comes across like she'll just say somebody essayed her and then she just goes about her day like it's just a normal Tuesday. Like, yeah, I got essayed. And today's date is 5/26/2026. Like, it's like, no, we can't just overlook that. We can't just say, oh, okay, next subject. No, we're going to provide you anybody who has a heart and a mind is going to provide you with the sympathy and support and the empathy when you just say things like that. And you can even see, I'm going to play the video. You can even see, like, she just says, yes, this is what happened, and then just goes into the next subject. Let's play the video before I give my personal opinion just based on what I've seen, but let's just see this, okay? Here we go.
I've been wanting to say that since. How could you ever fix your lips to address or diss me in a song when you sexually assaulted me and that's why I left the fucking show, bitch? You're a DL pervert.
Okay.
I dare you. Put out the song. Go ahead. Cause I wasn't clocking T, but don't get it fucked up. I didn't leave the show early to go find Kelvin. I really left to get the fuck away from you. So play with me.
Oh my God. I didn't know he did all that. I'm sorry, mother.
How could you ever? And I've been wanting to say that since I was on the flight, but my phone had died on the flight.
I'm sorry that you went through
I'm
that.
glad y'all brought up Omar. I be trying not to think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you he's finally living his truth now, but
He's not living his truth. He tried to cover his ass by saying he's bisexual. He's not bisexual. He been got clocked being gay.
No, he gay, boo. He a faggot.
Yeah.
well,
I've been wanting to say that.
Okay. Now, ET says she's been wanting to say that. She couldn't say it because it was on the phone. And This is in response to a song that Omar allegedly is supposed to bring out. So we go from a song to "You SA'd Me." I got a bit of a problem with that because just like we need to protect black women, we need to protect black men. We just don't want to go around saying all this stuff, and there may or may not be some truth to it. From a personal perspective, not a professional perspective, I don't believe her. I don't believe her because this is an ongoing characteristic from her, and she does nothing about it. She just says it, and then she goes on to the next subject. And then here's my thing: you seem to be having SA problems in both Zeus and at Now That's TV. Maybe this reality TV world, this particular sector isn't for you because you continuously end up if something like something was only gotta happen to me one time for me to say I'm out. Then again, I'm an OB. So younger women have a little bit more of a tolerance than I do. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But really, ET is not that young. She's in her 30s. And it doesn't matter it doesn't matter how many times or what age you get essayed. It's just that when are you going to learn that I'm in my 30s and I don't need to be in these settings getting essayed? When is that going to click in your mind? Now, since I'm leading with love and a little bit of education, I want to be completely honest on how I feel and the situation. Well, not necessarily the situation, completely honest about ET and my opinion about her. I'm going to say this. Please, I'm going to get chopped up in the chat. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get chopped up, period. I'm going to get the chop. I'm going to get it all. And anytime that you put yourself in front of a camera, you put yourself vulnerable to be judged and judge. I'm trying not to judge. I just want to give an observation. And I think the only other person that understood this observation was Natalie Nunn from Baddies, especially when she attacked her. And Natalie and me are around the same age, and Natalie has a degree in psychology. She always mentions, I think she mentions she has a degree in psychology. She had mentioned that a couple of times. But me having a master's in clinical mental health and being a behavioral specialist for children, I think ET has a developmental delay. I think she was born with a developmental delay, allegedly, from my personal opinion, from what I've seen. And developmental delay, it is, with ET, is accompanied with attention-seeking behavior. I'm just going to keep it real. ET has a lot of concerns communicating. She only gives you about 20 words in the whole entire subject. It's either she's acting out physically as far as her body is concerned and leading with her body to be sexual, or she's squabbling up with you, leading with the body to be physical. And all of it, to me, comes across as attention-seeking behavior. It gives to me that she grew up with an IEP in the classroom and that people came into the school to support her because she was disruptive to the class. That's just how I feel. I think that's what I believe. Just by the way she communicates, by how extreme she goes, by how she quickly goes extreme and then she gets over the next and then goes to the next subject. It just never sat well with me. The constant smiling, like it's giving a delay. Also, the way she processes things, yeah, it's just giving delay altogether. I'm going to move on. Now, the thing is, if you notice, you can tell the difference between E.T., Cash, and Ivory. Ivory and Cash, they get mad. Ivory has like growing up issues, and so does Cash. Cash has, you once you get a whiff of Cash's mom, you can be like, oh, okay, this all makes sense. Now, sometimes E.T. tells her stories. She always says she's goes through a lot, but then she doesn't really explain what she goes through, which kind of lets me think what I'm saying is right. But you can have a conversation with Cash, you just can't trust Cash. You can have a conversation with Ivory, you just can't trust Ivory. With E.T., you got to pull for words, or it's going to be some accusation for attention seeking. So, again, this could have happened. Personally, I believe that because Omar came out and it came out that he was allegedly DL or bi or homosexual or gay, she doesn't want to attach her name to that, just like she did with the Zeus security. They found out that something happened and she didn't want to attach her name to that. So she goes to the extreme attention seeking behavior. And this is the result that we get. But all I got to say is, E.T., if you're over it, because it seems like you said you wanted to say something on the plane, the show ended a month ago. You could have been said something. You did a reunion. You could have been said something. It gives blah. Next subject. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next subject. And thank you all for watching again. And here we lead with love. Bye.